Now,
me.
Reg, I gotta ask, bro.
Talk to me.
Do you have a separate list for places where you have to backflip?
Places that Reg hasn't backflipped. I think you killed him.
Wow.
Oh, you echoed.
Yeah. No, Dash. I do not because
Just had
it is
to
not
ask.
my agenda to go backflip everywhere.
Yes, it is. I swear it is,
No,
bro.
let me tell you what my agenda is. Hey everybody, welcome back to Convosaries, where we like to keep the earth clean because it isn't Uranus. I am RJ.
I am
Oh,
Dash.
my God.
And I'm Trevin.
And we have a special guest today. So, before I introduce this special guest today, you guys who are our faithful listeners may remember me getting drunk on maybe a couple of episodes ago, a few episodes ago.
Actually,
Probably every episode.
Every
You watched
episode,
it too.
yeah.
She watched it. So, every episode, right? So, anyway, a few episodes ago, I got drunk, and then I came on the podcast, and I was like, oh, there's this girl, man, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to marry this girl. Well, this is that girl. Everybody, welcome
Hey.
Jacinda.
Welcome, Jacinda.
Shouts out. Juice. Welcome,
Actually,
Juice.
juice, yeah.
My bad. Welcome, Juice.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man.
Yeah?
Good, yeah.
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 Better than I deserve.
Juice. Better than you deserve. How you doing, Juice?
I'm well.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
great.
Well,
I just came from Sedona.
yeah.
Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Is
Just
it
fresh off the flight.
hot
Fresh
out there?
off the flight, yes.
Nice.
It's really hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Arizona or the West Coast area, it's one of the hottest
Mhm.
in the past couple of years. I
Yeah.
don't have like the logistics for it,
Feels
but I'm
like
pretty
it's
sure
been
whoever's
hotter here than
listening
usual.
might know. So,
That's what's
but
up.
it was
man.
nice. I
I've-
loved it.
I've never been to Arizona, but I've been seeing the pictures of Sedona. Oh, have you ever been to Arizona, Trevor?
No, I have not.
Dash?
No.
Would you guess that I've ever been to Arizona?
Yeah,
Really?
because it's right here.
I haven't been anywhere, yeah.
Oh, well,
Not
yeah.
even the Grand Canyon.
No.
I'd like to go to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
Me too. Uh-oh. Okay.
wasn't far
Sorry,
from
everybody.
there.
From the Grand Canyon?
No.
I've never been there, but it's definitely somewhere I want to go. It's
Yep.
on my list. I have a physical list
Mm.
of places I want to travel.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's broken down by countries and then on a separate like sheet, not just one page, but like kind of like an Excel spreadsheet,
Yeah.
Okay.
but on Word. So on another sheet, I have the places I want to go nationally.
Okay.
So I have it separated: international travel versus national travel.
Separated.
Nice.
True.
Yeah, I'm organized when
Gotta
it comes
keep
to
them
that.
separated.
cool.
Gotta
bro.
keep them separated.
Now, Reg, I
Travel.
gotta ask, bro.
Talk to me.
Do you have a separate list for places where you have to backflip?
Places that Reg hasn't backflipped. I think you killed him.
Wow.
Oh, you echoed.
Yeah. No, Dash. I do not because
Just
it
had
is
to
not
ask.
my agenda to go backflip everywhere.
Yes, it is. I swear it is,
No,
bro.
let me tell you what my agenda is. To
What
go
is?
dance everywhere, and I've danced in a few countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just well, no, I've done backflips in a few of them too.
Mm.
Maybe you're right, Dash. Maybe you're
It's
right.
an unwritten list. Let's say that.
Unwritten list.
Exactly. So let's jump into because I want to talk about some stuff that's going on this week,
Okay.
Juice. Before we jump into talking about
That's fine.
Juice.
Dude, let it flow. Let it flow.
All right, here we go.
I mean, hey,
So my favorite segment,
I'm just here.
today in
Today on
Netflix.
Hey.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Thank you, Trevor. Today in Netflix, guys. So have we discussed that you've seen Life and you like Life, right?
Yes.
The movie. You finally saw the movie.
I like
Yes.
life too, man.
Oh, Life is dope. By the way.
Life is amazing.
But I'm talking about Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. And yeah, I said Martin
Yeah.
Lawrence on purpose first.
Yep.
Because you know
Yeah.
Dash, he'll leave him out anytime.
Can't be
Dang.
forgetting the homie Martin.
We cannot. We cannot.
But so I did want to talk to you about some Netflix shows. I know how you feel about shows.
Mhm.
But there are some shows I've been watching. Juice saw my list earlier. You remember you asked me what is Indian matchmaking? Let's get into that. Have I talked about this one yet?
No.
Okay, so
Is it a dating show? Okay.
obviously.
Okay.
So Indian matchmaking. So the thing that I loved about it mostly is that you really get to understand a lot more the Indian culture. So
Are we talking about like Indians from India or
Yes.
native? Okay.
like Indians, East Indians.
Okay.
So you get to really understand their culture
Good
and
question.
why. That was a good question.
Yeah.
And why
Respect.
they do the matchmaking part, like arranged marriages, and it's not as bad as people would think. So basically, it's just they get all your stats together. Just like, okay, you're this height, you work this place, you make this much money, all that stuff, and then they match you. It's basically just a matching game, really.
Gotcha.
Do your stats match my stats?
Gotcha.
Forget chemistry. Do these stats work? But it's actually pretty dope,
Do you
though.
make enough
Yeah.
money? for
Do
me?
you make enough money? No, that's a really good one, and you guys know Andrew Schultz, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So one of his co-hosts on his show, Flagrant 2, which is a great podcast. Shouts out
Shouts out.
Shouts out.
to Flagrant
Hello.
2. And so this guy on his co-host called Akash, Indian guy. He's sick, like not sick as in ill, but
He's a
sick.
Sikh.
Sikh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I knew Dash was. No, but his fiance's sister was on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you kind of get like a background. I listened to the to the podcast, so I kind of get like a background.
Gotcha.
And it was actually really, really dope.
Nice.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like quickly mention that. But have you, Dash? Have you seen the movie 1917
No.
about the war?
No.
Is it about the year 1917?
How did you guess?
I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff.
That's a good job, Trevin. So there was, the war that was in 1917. What war was that? World War
of
One.
1976.
Was it World War
In
One?
It's
1917. I think
called
so.
the War of 1976. No.
1976.
We got computers here, so we Google it.
So, the reason why I love this movie is because it is shot. The whole movie is shot like a one shot.
Oh wow.
Yes, it is a cinematic
Wow.
adventure, dude. It is incredible.
Okay.
The story is really good. It's really well written, but I love it because of the cinematic purposes in it. I'd just say watch it. It's really good, and I don't even like
1917.
and I don't like war movies.
1917.
That's definitely on my list. I have a movie for you, Reg.
Oh shit!
So it's by one of your favorite actors,
Who?
Jamie Foxx.
Okay. What we got?
So Jamie Foxx has
You talking
got
about the
a
new
new
show
Netflix.
on Netflix?
No, it's not a show. It's a movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Nice.
And Jamie Foxx is back at it with the action thriller lifestyle again,
Hey.
and he returns as a he's kind of like a detective,
Okay.
and he is trying to stop the distribution of this pill called Power, which gives you unlimited powers.
Does it
I've
give you
seen the
power?
trailer to this.
Yes, you would absolutely love that movie.
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. It was thrilling, and it was Jamie Foxx.
Of
You
course.
know, he was very entertaining and very deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the girl who did I don't know if you can call it a theme song, but the song to that movie
Yeah.
is from Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I introduced you guys to Flo Milli, who is from
Yeah.
Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
A new rapper that I fully support.
Man, Alabama's
Shouts out.
representing, bro.
Yes, dude. Yeah, of course.
Shouts out.
By the way, it was World War One.
Yeah, that was right. Thank you. The War of 1976.
Yeah.
It was
1976?
No, I was joking.
Okay.
It's 1917.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was drunk.
I was drunk, but now I'm not.
I was drunk a couple minutes ago when I said that.
Well, I get it. In other
Actually
news,
drinking water this week.
moving on to, good for you, Trevin. Moving on to politics that we so hate to talk about. Oh, Joe Biden.
Oh,
Joe.
He's announced his
Joey.
running mate for vice president, which is Kamala Harris, Senator Kamala Harris.
Huh. Is
Yeah.
she a black lady?
Yes, she is. She
She's
was
gonna
running.
do much better now.
She was running for president in the beginning, and then she dropped out. I think she supported Bernie, and then that happened, and I think she started supporting Joe, and then Joe, is now she's his running mate.
So is this a way to secure the black vote?
I'm thinking that's what he thinks it is, but I know for a fact that a lot of people they're torn on this because of her record as a DA. But that's a whole different.
Do you guys really
discussion.
think politics is actually running this country?
Trevin's
Well,
theory.
You see,
Trevin has a whole thing about
I
this.
don't.
He's got a whole thing.
They're
Watch
actually
last week's
not.
episode.
I know people will sit here and argue all day about
Yeah, of
who's
course. It's politics.
who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, but I think all politicians are the bad guys.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear me really get into that, I'll listen to any other episode. I talk about it way too much.
Okay.
Last week he really went into
But I
Oh,
mean,
he
that's
really
the
did.
basic gist of it for me.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm totally with you on that. Like,
Yeah.
they're all on the same side, right? They fight over each other, like, Democrat, Republican,
But it's
right,
basically
left,
like a show.
blue,
Yeah.
red. Yeah, it's like a drama TV series. It's distracting.
We
'cause
don't need to give our power
We're
to
like,
that. It's
oh,
energy.
Hillary's
That's so
the
true.
good guy. Oh,
Yes.
no, Trump's the good
You're
guy.
a tribal
oh,
man.
Obama. Oh,
So you know.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever.
We need to keep and hold our power to what is really true for our truth, to the only truth.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. So, based on what you just said, I gotta ask: with everything happening, with from Black Lives Matter to child trafficking to everything in between,
I feel like this is
How
a
are
big
you-
question coming up.
how are you like kind of managing that? Because you said it's like energy, you know.
It's energy.
So how are you kind of protecting your energy?
So today, with Red Street,
That's what she calls me, by the way.
Red
yeah,
Street.
because
I love it.
Reginald Stevens,
Ah,
ST, yeah.
Makes sense.
So I guess when I first landed, we went to the convenience store, and so one of the things you can help me with this story too.
Okay, I'll let you get your part out first.
Okay, so no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were talking.
So we went into the store, and the owner, and some homeless man, I guess, apparently, and a homeless lady, but the owner was arguing with the homeless man. And, I mean, so they were arguing and stuff.
You want me to jump in here? Okay.
I'm just a little nervous because I didn't like, I shouldn't have gave my energy to that. I shouldn't have walked to the situation. So I guess if you can explain the situation.
So she was trying to calm the situation down.
Mm-hmm.
When these guys were arguing in the store.
Yeah, and it was way too late. Really, it was.
It happened before we got there, so.
Yeah, it was happening as we walked in, basically.
True.
What
Mhm.
was happening?
They were just arguing.
Over a mask and over no money.
Yeah, the dude
So-
wanted to, like, have a Slurpee or something, and he didn't have enough money or something like that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but that's where I shouldn't have went in because that comes to politics and to rules and to certain things. I'm just saying there's levels to this. There's
Yeah.
certain levels of understanding that you need to understand.
Yeah.
So wherever we walk, there's things that show up in the physical,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Okay, I don't want to go too much in depth, but I know you guys probably understand
what
what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying.
Yeah.
And so I gave, I guess, a little bit of my energy to that. If I could have walked away and just went to go get my coconut water and juice, it might have.
And it affected your energy.
It did, and that's what I mean by energy.
Yeah.
So if we get politics, is the thing nobody likes to talk about. We shouldn't be giving that much energy to it because they're not our rulers.
Mm.
They're not our God. They are not where we get our power.
Right.
Yeah.
We have the frequency. We have the power because of Creator.
I agree. Now, I will push back a little bit on that because
There are things that want to taint us and,
mhm.
take our power because it feeds off of it. Whatever.
But my
is.
pushback
My
is
bad.
that the government, in your eyes, does not run our country. I get where that whole argument is. I mean, I've been doing this with Trevin for months. I pretty much figured out, that they're not running the country. But they do have power, though.
They do.
To those
To an
that
extent.
are unconscious,
To
unaware,
those who are conscious and unconscious, they have
and
power.
unconscious.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so we're saying the same thing in different
Yeah,
ways.
in
Okay.
different
I was
ways.
just making sure.
Yeah. Multi-dimension. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of course.
So
There's no argument here.
I wasn't trying to.
It's just.
You always trying to argue, Reg.
Okay,
What?
I am, but okay, fine, you got
I'm
me.
definitely calling you out on that.
It's respecting opinions.
I suppose so. That's what this whole show is. It's
Gross.
conversation adversaries. You have these conversations.
He
Yep.
like to get us riled up.
Always.
It makes for good content.
Yeah,
It's my
it
favorite
It
thing.
does.
It's my favorite thing.
Good idea.
Now, let's talk about something that's riled me up.
Oh man.
Okay,
Oh.
let's hear it.
Remember I told you guys there's a new something blank blank is not for men, it's just for women. There
What is
is
it this time?
another one. And I'm peeved at this one. You know what grinds my
Another one.
gears?
What does?
Bullshit like this. So the newest thing. Did you guys know that seafood is for women?
No.
Yes.
No, it's not. I love shrimp
Where
way
did
too
you
much.
Get this information.
The internet.
Who's the
best friend.
source?
I can't remember. It was on Twitter somewhere, and I saw it.
Twitter is the source of all of these. I noticed.
Twitter is great.
They just think that everything's gay and everything's for women.
Yeah,
They're taking
no,
away
for all of
things that we can do.
Yeah, pretty soon we're not gonna be able to breathe just because
It's for women.
breathing twice in 2 seconds is for women. What? Every 3
Headlines.
seconds?
Every 3 seconds.
Headlines are going to be men lose rights. Men lose the right to vote. Quote, it's gay.
I can
think
see that
it's
happening.
because of like the metals and stuff that certain women need for our bodies.
Oh, like the mercury?
yeah, and some
all that?
things.
Like you need more seafood?
just
now
some
that's
things
one thing.
for our diets, you know.
Yeah.
And
See,
depends
this
on
is-
your blood type.
This is why I like having women on the show.
A woman's
They
perspective.
can make some type of sense out of this.
Yeah. We don't understand any of it.
Or you can just take your time and then, you know, go
Figure
more
it
in
out.
depth.
I don't
Oh,
understand
yeah, no, we
anything.
just usually scoff at it and laugh at it. And,
And then move on, yeah.
It's kind of our thing there.
Yeah.
We don't go too in depth normally, but unless you get something like really, really
What
good.
about dessert? According to Twitter,
Yes.
dessert is
Yeah.
only for women.
Yeah, makes sense of
Oh,
that.
you're looking.
Yeah,
And
makes sense of that
breakfast.
one.
We just want to get your
And
opinion.
breakfast. What about that one?
That's kind of being like, I don't want to say sexist.
I think it
Men,
is.
It is.
it is sexist, yeah. Because, I mean, I love cheesecake, you know, and stuff. Cheesecake is really good. Don't you guys
Yeah,
like
man.
cheesecake?
No.
Love it.
You don't like
What?
cheesecake.
No.
Who are you?
Hold the fucking phone.
Who are you?
You can have cheesecake with wine.
Okay.
Should we try it?
I'll just have the
Okay.
wine, but yeah, we can try
I
it.
said the why.
It's a good,
Yeah, let me get cheesecake and wine.
Open yourself
Hold the
up.
cheesecake.
kind of like cheese and crackers, you know, with wine. And
See, I do like that.
But it's cheesecake. It's sweet.
I mean, I could try it, you know. So did you guys, real quick, one more topic that I wanted to get into, and this is mainly for Trevin.
Oh boy.
Nothing bad. Did you hear that the new? You getting hot in here, huh? No, it's nothing
It
bad.
is
I just thought
actually.
I'd
I
do
know.
one more button up because I saw myself in the camera.
Gotcha.
Don't worry about me. I'm just over here being self-conscious.
So, did you hear
My
that the
jaw.
new double XL freshman list is out?
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Who's
The new
on
class. Let's see. I can't remember everybody, but double XL freshman.
So the reason Reg is mentioning this is because Trevin has beef with Double XL.
I just don't think they are what they once were.
Okay,
It's like
so
a staple in hip hop culture.
here's the list: Polo G,
Maybe I'm wrong.
Chica. That's the girl from the one that did. She's from Montgomery,
Okay.
Alabama, who did that Power thing,
Okay.
the song.
Okay.
So Polo G, Chica, NLE Choppa, Jack Harlow. Have you guys heard of any of these yet?
I know Rod
one,
Wave.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jack Harlow and NLE Chopper.
I was just gonna say.
Lil Keed, Lil TJ, Fivio Foreign or Fabio Foreign, Cowboy, Rod Wave, Baby Keem. So there's there's a Lil Keed and Baby Keem, 24 Golden and Mulatto.
Mulatto.
Yeah, that's a woman.
Megan
There
Thee
are two
Stallion.
women on here. No, that's last
That's
year.
Oh, that's last year.
Yeah. That actually looks like a good list from last year.
Oh, last year, yeah, YBN Corday,
Yeah, Roddy
Gunna,
Ricch.
Blueface,
I miss
Made
the
the
Roddy
Stallions.
Ricch,
Yep.
The
The Baby.
Yeah,
Roddy Rich.
Um,
I don't know who that
yeah,
other one
I
is.
can't say that.
What's your beef with him?
I wouldn't call it a beef. I just don't think that. I question their choices. Let's say that. They've become another untrustable news source. Like you know, just
Fake
That
news.
has to deal with the inside.
you could call it fake news. Yeah, I guess. But oh, You guys are really gonna make me get into this right now.
Oh.
The tinfoil hat.
Let's do
No, I just think
it.
that
Woo.
Sorry.
it's not. Double XL used to be the bar.
Mm.
It used to be the like, who's gonna make it?
It's
this
still
year?
a bar.
Yeah, I think so. I think that they just lowered the bar the last few years. That's, I guess, in a nutshell.
I don't know where that noise is coming from. Sorry.
Me.
Is it?
It's right here.
Oh,
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Sorry. Is it good?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Better
sorry,
now?
listeners. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot you don't have headphones on this week.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Um,
what's going on?
So Pop Smoke was originally supposed to be on this year's Double XL freshman cover.
Then what happened?
He died.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Rest
Oh,
in
wait.
peace.
I did.
Yeah. Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace.
Condolences to his family.
He's almost.
But
dope,
he
by
was
the
the
way.
first one that they asked to be, on the list this year.
Oh wow.
This is back in, I think, January.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, that was it.
Got you.
He
Yeah.
met his demise.
His album received a good reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people like him. So that's always good.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Double XL
Well,
freshman Trevor?
this year I can't say a lot because honestly I never heard of any of those people except NLE Choppa.
But isn't that the whole point of Double XL is to
Maybe
bring
it
on
is,
people you
and,
don't know?
Well, I was also gonna say that doesn't mean anything just because I haven't heard of them. I'm not the end all be all like, what do you call it, like authority on hip hop. You know what I mean?
Hip hop.
I just am a fan, and maybe I'm just getting older. And I can't keep up with all the new guys coming out. That's
Gotcha.
probably all it is. I mean,
Old man.
since like probably 2015 though, I saw. I followed for a good few years, maybe 2-3 years, and I wasn't impressed. Like I don't think that that the standard is where it once was.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
But yeah.
I've never followed them. I only
Without-
started following them last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't
really
even follow them. I just
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
I just hear when the new list is out, and I'm like, okay, well, these should be the people to look out for.
Yep.
But let's keep going on this theme of music because
go.
Juice wanted to talk about this one.
Oh boy.
Yes, I actually care about. I connect with him because my birthday's in October. October's very own.
Now I know who you're talking about. Okay, so
That's
thing
who you're
is,
talking about, right? He's not on this list because he's not a freshman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So, okay, now I know where you stand. Thanks a lot. I'm talking about because his birthday's in
Oh.
October. I know where you stand. So
No,
we're
I was
talking
just
about
saying-
Michael Jackson versus Drake yet again.
oh,
You
okay.
all, my listeners know how I feel about this. Woo. My listeners know how I feel about this. I am a Michael Jackson stan. Okay, and his birthday is not in October. So we know who you're talking about. I'm listening. You're passionate about this. Tell us why you're passionate about Drake.
Goat.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I
Yeah.
just
Why Drake over Michael Jackson?
Wait,
I
wait,
connect
wait,
to
what?
both of
Oh,
them.
I thought you said white Drake over Michael Jackson.
I said why.
No,
Drake
white
over
Michael Jackson over Drake. No.
Is there a white Drake, bro?
Exactly.
Wait,
mean,
Degrassi Drake, right?
I would say that Michael Jackson is more influential,
Mhm.
but
Thank you.
just because he was more for the world and inspiring, and that he put it in his music more so. Like in Drake, he's more about frequency and sound, but Michael Jackson more was for the heart and going to, We Are the World. He went around the world and he traveled, whereas Drake is just more about like. So I'm not hating on him.
The
I
six.
care about him. Yeah, but like
The six.
I mean, he's just. I don't really know him personally, but I do think that Michael Jackson is more influential. They have their own.
I knew him
They had
personally.
their own. Yeah.
What'd you say? You
I
know
knew
him
him personally. We used
Nice.
to kick it. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Gotcha.
was inspired by We Are the World. So
That's
I mean,
cool.
Drake has yet to put something out like that. So
What about
Thank
God's
you.
plan?
I
Doesn't
will
it
take that.
come on that level of
No.
heal the world?
No.
God's plan?
No.
How?
oh, I
Rick?
mean that.
I
that's
will
kind of.
punch you.
Ah!
Yes.
There's no logic there. There's just anger.
Yes.
Explain your reasoning.
You think We Are the World and
God's
God's
Plan.
plan are on the same level?
I think God's plan is actually higher than We Are the World.
You've
What?
done it
Oh,
now,
explain,
Dash.
explain how.
Trevin.
I mean,
I don't
Drake.
even know what to say.
Drake. Listen,
Please
listen.
tell me.
Drake got onto a music video right? And he had a budget of $1 million. And what did he do with that $1 million?
He
What
gave
did
it
he do?
He
away.
gave it away,
And
and that is inspiring because
Yeah,
it's-
but Michael Jackson also gave away money.
Michael Jackson
he did.
started a whole charity around the freaking world
He was
called
always
We
giving.
Are the World.
I'm
I
not
mean-
saying
Or heal the
Drake's
world.
not,
I
because
think that's
Drake's
cool.
generous.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that he's not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he ain't Michael.
Yeah,
he's not.
true.
I'm not saying he
That's
is.
my
He's
whole
Michael.
argument.
I'm saying, Reg, you're missing my point. I'm saying God's plan is better than We Are the
No,
World.
I got the point. I feel like I got the
Yeah.
point, Trevor. I don't appreciate that point, Trevor.
He
don't
knows you
appreciate
got
or
the
agree
point.
with it.
He's just like, let me get a chance to tell you again.
Why is he got to do that?
One could argue a dose of your own medicine, maybe.
Dang, I guess so.
To get you riled up.
No, but personally, I like Drake more.
We know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's great. I don't.
Okay. Let me just give you a small caveat here.
No, I don't need your caveats, Reg. I don't need them.
Good, because you ain't gonna get one now. You messed it up. Fuck Drake.
I know you be listening to Drake in your car when
I
you get
do.
home and when you have that chest pain. You listen to
What?
Drake for
Oh,
everything.
that chest pain. Like
Don't
when
you,
you're
no,
hurting,
don't
you
you
know?
do that. Don't jump in on this.
Oh, I'm
No,
just saying.
please
You're
do.
like, oh, the chest
nice.
pain.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you. Nah, chest
That's what I
pain,
do.
That's for Usher and Chris Brown.
Bro, but what I'm saying is another reason that I just thought about is Drake is a mood for everything, from the club to.
I
chest
can
pains.
absolutely give you that.
Yeah.
I can
That's-
absolutely give you that.
That's
because
why I
he
like
has,
him more than Michael.
He has dance hall.
Mhm.
He has Spanish bangers.
Doesn't he speak in Arabic too? Singing
He has
Arabic?
an Arabic. I just saw that video.
Me too.
That is crazy.
He's also
Um,
modern.
Yeah.
More
Pop. He
relevant.
can rap. He can.
He's all of that. Yes.
I
I'm
didn't
just
want to
saying,
give that
like,
to him.
I'm not
giving him too much.
I'm not
here.
sitting here bashing
No, he
Michael.
deserves it
but,
for
He
real.
does, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying he doesn't.
He's a hard worker.
I'm just saying he's not on the same.
That's like his life. It's his
people are
frequency.
saying
Okay.
that he's on the same level as Michael Jackson.
Okay,
That
Reg.
is not true. He's been no. He's been doing this for 10
They won't
years.
Who,
Ever.
Drake?
Michael Jackson did it for 50 years.
Dude,
Well,
and
he's
that's the
still
thing.
going,
You cannot
though.
compare them because they haven't been on the same.
He's
they haven't
still
been doing
going.
it as
Hold on,
long.
hold on.
Drake's
Start
career.
that sentence over again. Say that again.
You cannot compare them
Done.
because
Thank
they
you.
haven't
You
been
can't.
doing it
You
for the
can't
same
compare
period
them.
of time.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
cannot.
it's
They-
apples
they're
and
both
oranges
doing
for
their
sure. But that's what I'm
parts.
saying. Is like
You did not win
The
the, argument,
times-
Reg.
I won.
the times are different. And,
Yeah,
you
they're on their
like,
own level.
a
so.
lot of newer generations aren't going to understand the music as
know.
people did during that time.
Oh,
'Cause
are these shots
Yes.
at me? I
that's
think you're
the
just too
fact
old
of
to
life.
understand
A lot of
Drake,
new
Reg.
kids don't respect the older legends the way that you think they should. That'll always just be. A thing.
I think he opened a whole nother frequency. Music.
He did.
He
Yeah.
did.
He did.
He changed it
Yeah.
In a good way.
in a good way, of course.
Nobody.
Okay,
had
Red,
what-
what do you have to say?
I know something's about to come.
He's like,
Okay.
He's holding it in.
Yeah.
Let's go on that. He changed music. Let's go on that. Let's just take that, okay? So
I
he
love
changed
that.
music.
Yes.
I'll give you that, right?
Yes.
He's on a whole nother
oh my
frequency.
God.
Yes.
He does his
Okay.
own thing.
He does his own thing,
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm hearing, okay?
Mm-hmm. He's the finisher of every
Okay,
track.
see, now, this is where you start to take it too far.
No, he is. Whenever you need a track to be played on radio, you feature Drake.
Damn it, I cannot argue that.
He makes a point.
He is the king of features.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
could argue.
I don't think that's an argument.
What?
I'm just saying that's what y'all
I'm
are
giving
saying.
this to you. I'm giving this
Not
to you.
everybody
Shut up,
agrees
Dad.
with
I still have yet to hear your argument.
Yeah, because I forgot it. I was trying to keep going through.
Okay, good. So the case rests. Just kidding.
I really forgot. And then
Really
when I
is.
listen back to this, I'm going to be mad because it was a good point. I'm like, dang it. I'm not even going to try to remember it. Whatever.
But no, really, my birthday is in October, so
Are
if
you?
I was
That's as
to be
good a
like
reason as any.
a singer, I
Huh.
feel like I would be featured in that because October's very own. I think it
October's
would
very
fit
own. Shouts out.
perfectly. The
Yeah.
second day, actually. So, but that's just my own little relation to Drake.
Oh, man.
I'm just cutting my eyes at Dash. Just anytime he says anything, it just gets on my nerves.
Hey, now you know how I feel, brother.
I guess I do. 'Cause Um,
We ain't playing no Drake in the background,
I
right?
know, right? We're not playing Drake. I was trying. I was so trying. But segue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aliens. Let's talk about those.
Aliens.
Those guys.
Aliens.
Let's talk about them.
This is my favorite segment.
Tinfoil hat, Trevin, or
Truly
10
is.
Tinfoil
10
Trevin.
top Trevin.
Tin
Glad you
top
guys-
Trevi.
This
10
is
top Trevin.
this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
there are extraterrestrials.
Absolutely. I
Yep.
think if you don't believe, I think that if you believe that we are the only beings in this entire universe, you are out of your mind.
Unless you're like
Tell
a
us why,
super
Rich.
old
Literally.
school Christian that doesn't believe like a lot of things about the universe. that
Okay,
are
so-
scientifically proven.
Thank you for doing that. Christians. All right, so I'm Christian, right?
Yeah.
I believe in God, and I have my own relationship with God. I also believe heavily in science, and I
Yeah.
think that
It's good
science
balance.
stems from God. That's how I believe it.
Okay.
So you have, at the atomic level, you have chemical reactions and things like that, right?
Yes.
I think that is, what's the best quote? Was it from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? Is something like magic is just science we don't understand yet,
Sure.
right?
Interesting.
So I look at that as far as like, not necessarily miracles is science that we don't understand, but God works in that type of way that we can't understand yet because
Yeah.
we're just not in that plane on that.
You can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you could believe in God and science, but there's certain things like you can't take the Bible word for word. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like
Of
if you
course
believe
not,
in
it's
science,
tainted.
Yeah, I got you.
That
you know,
itself
it-
is.
then you start believing that things that I mean, you have to come up with crazy conspiracy theories to make the Bible work. The Earth's only 2,000 years old. Things like that, you know.
Well, I mean, so Christian, what does it derive from? What's the etymology of it? Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and who's Christ?
God.
Some-
Jesus.
It's a.
Well,
I believe it's a consciousness.
He's some
more
guy
so.
that existed in history, right?
Mm,
Whether he was who he says he was is the
Mhm.
debatable part.
mm.
So
That's what people do debate, yeah.
yeah. But I think like there's a logical explanation for a lot of these stories. I think that the verbiage that was used back then was a lot different. Let's think about all
because
the
it's translated.
Yeah.
through like what 40 languages or something like that
Something
to
crazy.
get to where it is now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a lot of lost in translation problems, and then beyond that, there's like just like things that didn't exist back then. When they say, who was it that ascended like for the first time into heaven without dying?
Enoch?
Enoch. Yeah.
It was
that
three
it?
of them.
I don't know.
Elijah.
I think it was Elijah.
And
Yeah,
Moses.
they say that a
Moses? Yeah, Moses.
like golden carriage or something came
Mhm,
down
mhm.
and picked him up and took him into
Elijah,
the heavens.
yeah.
Now we all see that as like God in a glowing like golden horse and carriage setup.
I didn't see it like that, but okay.
But well, that's the image that most people get
no, I
from
get where
that
I get where
part
you're
of the
from.
Bible, right? But
Mhm.
if you think about it, they didn't have anything but horse and carriages back then. So
Right.
that's what when they think of it's a vehicle that picked a person up. The only vehicle that existed was a carriage. That's the only word they
that was
had.
known to man.
So they can't explain this silver flying saucer alien spaceship
You know what?
with
That's the
rocket
thing too.
thrusters and anti-gravity. Like they didn't have any words for any of that shit. So they're like, somebody came down and picked him up in a vehicle. That's
Uh-huh.
all we know.
That actually leads to something else I was gonna say too.
Did I miss something?
Say it.
Say
No, I
it.
was
Oh,
just
I thought
looking
you
at
wanted
him.
to say something about it.
I was
So
listening to you.
about the aliens thing, you know that there are a lot of theories about how the pyramids were built, and that there were otherworldly beings that came down and actually helped because the technology, they had absolutely great technology back in the day in Egypt, but the technology that they had wasn't advanced enough to move these big ass brick rocks from miles and miles away and then get it to the top of a pyramid.
What makes you think
So-
it wasn't us?
So, okay, see that I'm going there. Oh, you mean us as humans?
No, it was me.
I'm
Me and her. The
That's-
other day
no.
when I was building the pyramid.
no
No.
lie. No lie. I was going somewhere similar to
Okay,
that.
yes,
So
good.
okay, so there have been theories about otherworldly beings coming down, helping to create the pyramids. Now, something I heard about recently, another theory, is not necessarily that what you were saying, Trevin, but it
I'd like to hear your.
reminds me to this. So of that. So the theory is you know how there have been like ice ages and things that have wiped the population out.
I think
in the
I know
world,
where
right?
you're going.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think it's more than a theory.
Right. So, like, the world restarts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how they're saying, okay, it's the end of the world, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be the end of the world for this time period, for this civilization of
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
And the other civilization of humans, like, built the pyramid, and they were so intelligent, you know what I mean? Like, super intelligent beyond our intelligence now,
Yeah.
just based off of the resources that they had.
Yeah.
But then something came, and then, boom, restarted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Makes
And
sense.
then, so we had to start back over from Neanderthals and then evolve from there. So that's something that I recently thought
This
about.
is one of my
I'm
favorite
impressed.
theories.
That's, yeah.
It's
That's
not mine.
actu-
I heard it.
No, that's a theory that's actually
Plausible.
somewhat
So
accurate.
it's more than a theory. If you think about how old the pyramids are, if you actually look on a time,
2,000 years old. I'm just
so-
playing.
Just tap into ourselves.
so we think
know
of
what I mean?
like
Mhm.
if King Tut and
That's what a theory is.
what's her name?
Imhotep. Oh, Nefertiti.
Yeah, and all them.
Jezebel. No, that's
Pharaoh.
The one from the movie,
I know what you're talking about. I can't think
the
of
Cleopatra.
famous queen
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. Thanks.
So we think of like her time
Nefertiti.
as like ancient Egyptian pyramids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they are so much older than her time period.
Yes, she
So-
is closer to have been living to us than the pyramids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is closer on a time scale. She's closer to the birth of the iPhone than she is to when the pyramids were built.
Mhm.
So the people we think of as ancient Egyptian, these people were inbreds. They didn't live past 20 or 30. They kept their bloodlines pure by mating in the family, especially royal families. Cleopatra was 16 when she was running things. Don't quote me.
They
It
had
was like
different-
14, 16.
Yeah.
Like these
I knew
people could
Tutankhamun
not
was
have
like
been.
14.
Yeah.
These people could not have built those pyramids. They showed up one day and they were there and they claimed them.
I can see that.
They were there for hundreds of thousands of years, I think, before that, and that's the theory that I find most fascinating because they're redating. I can't remember the fucking guy. It might have been like Robert Schoch or somebody. So there was somebody on Joe Rogan, like a geologist, who went and
Oh, he was just talking about. I haven't heard it, but I've heard about the interview. I'm listening.
he like redated the Sphinx, and mainstream scientists won't agree with him that the Sphinx is actually a lot older than we say it is. And he's finding evidence, and they're just like, no, that we're not changing science for you. He's like, well, that's what science is. So, but yeah, think about like a city like New York. If
Did you
we
say
were
his name was
wiped
Rocky?
out, no.
Ricky?
I was thinking Robert Schoch, but I might
Okay.
be thinking of somebody else. I don't know.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so why aren't they under the sand if they're so old?
That's an interesting point.
I don't know how like erosion there works, so I can't answer that. But there wasn't a lot of it uncovered. Like it was buried. They dug it up.
Okay, so here's another thing with that. I'm not quite sure about that. I
All
think
these questions.
maybe I heard about that. But have you guys heard of Easter Island
Yeah.
in Chile?
Yes.
The Easter Island.
Where I
heads.
used to live. I didn't live on Easter Island, but I lived in Chile. So you guys know that under these heads there are full bodies,
Bodies,
Yup.
yeah.
Yep.
and
They're
they've
just
uncovered
finding this
some
out?
years ago. They just
Oh.
started finding these out. But the,
How
the
old are those
interesting-
monuments?
Very old. And the interesting thing is, this is kind of close to the Galapagos Islands. And the thing is that these islands, if you look at it on a map, let me save an image here for you, Trevin. So if you look at a map and where Chile is, please do that, Trevin. I don't know which one it is. So if you look at a map and where Chile is and look at where Easter Island is, and the resources of the material and the rocks and things like that, they have no idea how they got to that island. To the island and in that spot,
I mean, what if those two islands were just joined?
like the Galapagos. I don't
And
think
then
it's
they
that
broke
close to
apart.
the Galapagos. That's a good theory.
Telekinesis? Isn't that where you move something with your mind?
With your mind?
Yeah, maybe.
You think we're strong enough
I
as,
think-
or the previous humans maybe were probably
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
think,
I
yeah,
think so.
enough.
that's exactly where that theory's going. There were advanced civilizations, more advanced
Yeah.
than us, and they got wiped
I
out.
think it was us.
And it
though.
was before what we know of as human history.
I can't see it separate from me though. That's the thing. I mean, that sounds like vain or whatever, but I really do feel connected to these things.
I
like
actually
it brings
understand
a
where you're coming
memory. Like that was us.
There's something like
Here it is. You
muscle
see-
memory or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a scientific explanation for what you're talking about.
So this
Yeah.
is Chile,
Thank you.
and Easter Island is way out here.
Mm.
I think the Galapagos are like up here somewhere,
Mm.
or maybe out further. But so that's the like thing that's like, how did this happen? How did they get this?
The quarry
And
where
then
the
for it to
rocks
be
were
buried.
dug from was in
Yeah.
Chile,
First,
I don't know.
and they got them all the way to Easter Island.
I don't know
first of all, why is it called Easter Island?
because that's where
Because
the
it was
bunny lives.
discovered on.
Hey.
Have you guys not seen the movie? It's the Easter Bunny lives there. No,
No,
I'm sorry.
really.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna Google it.
I actually don't know why it's called that. Because it's not that in Spanish.
But yeah, like back to what you were saying, there's like I don't know if it's muscle memory, that might be something else, but there's something to like you having like distant memories of your ancestors, like memories passed down
Our
genetically
ancestors
in
are
your
with
DNA
us.
as like an evolutionary.
Yes, we are our ancestors.
Of course. But think about like if we were wiped out by an apocalypse today and only a few people survived, and over the next few 100,000 or million years or whatever, they rebuild a
I'm
society.
glad you said if.
And then they discover like New York City.
That's Galapagos Islands.
Okay.
Easter Island is like out here.
Gotcha.
But New York City is underground. They dig it up and they're like, what the hell is this place?
Yeah, I can
They
see
can't
that.
explain how it was built. They have
Yeah.
like advanced technology, but not enough to understand our amazing city. So they go, aliens.
Isn't that what happened with the city of Atlantis?
I think that's what happened with the
Atlantis
pyramids. We rediscovered the pyramids.
think
and then-
so.
So it's funny that you mentioned that. You said something about New York being underground, right?
Well, it'll eventually probably be underwater, but
So I've been to Mexico City and I spent a few weeks there. So in Mexico City, in the center of the city, there is the underground city.
Oh.
That used to be there.
Yeah.
Before they built Mexico City. They literally built Mexico City on top of the city. And there are places in the center of the city where you can go and tour underground. And then they have places where you can see
there's
this
like
is
old
part of the
neighborhoods
underground.
underground and shit.
Yeah, yeah. And then so they have places like this where you could just go and like see the old city.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was interesting that you brought that up. You know, oh, wow,
Yeah, I
it's
think
crazy.
they're finding
Oh, this is a good one.
like cities, like advanced civilizations in the Amazon rainforest.
Ooh.
They say that 90% of it or something is like undiscovered, untouched by humans, because it's
course.
such a thick canopy that we've never sent people into 90% of the rainforest.
That makes so much sense.
And so there could be tribes in there that have never seen advanced civilizations.
Untainted.
Yeah,
Untainted.
what do they
That's
call
the
them?
word.
Uncontacted tribes?
Yeah, they only have a few
There's
left
like
in
that
the world.
one island that's really hostile.
Like they'll shoot anybody that trespasses
Yeah.
and comes
Uh-huh.
on
They're
their island.
They
protecting
invented their own
something.
like rudimentary
I just
bow
think
and arrows and
their
stuff.
way of life is what they're protecting.
Yeah.
They may have knowledge too of something.
Yeah.
They do. Definitely do.
Well, we were watching this thing about what are they? They're like a religion, but it's a cult. Cargo cults. Have you heard about cargo cults?
Not at all.
No.
So, imagine like I watched this like fucking documentary, but you go to this island. It's
Cargo
like
cults.
some tropical island in the middle of nowhere, and there's like people who are obviously native to this tropical area, like tribes, but they're dressed up as like U.S. military. But like, they threw it together to look like the U.S. military. Like
Oh, wow.
uniforms, they have like a fake watchtower, like it's all a fake military base. The
Okay.
whole island. They have a fake dirt runway with torches lit on the sides like lights.
Yeah.
But they've never seen a.
Is this in the Bermuda Triangle? There you go. There you go, Dash.
I want to say it might be near there, but don't quote me. Anyway, so
I wanna go.
No,
if you go and ask one of these people, they'll say that they're waiting for John Frum to deliver the supplies, the cargo, the precious cargo, and it's like this whole cult, this whole religion that's built around this, and I think it's from World War I or World War II. But it's like these were uncontacted tribes, and a lot of these little islands we would use as like stations, like in between places. We'd like
Right.
like supply drops and things. So like these tribes had no idea about like modern clothing, airplanes. Like they thought we were gods, so they based a religion off of us. And John From is John from America.
So
I
he's
haven't
a
heard
regular
this
dude.
one, but there is this one island. It's a very small island, and I think it's part of the Commonwealth of the British Commonwealth. So, what was it? Prince Andrew? One of them. One of the princes visited this island, and like they just started worshiping him, and like he goes back, or he started going back every once in a while, and they just like have shrines built to him. They have his pictures everywhere, and
Dang.
he just like goes and visits and stuff. They just started. He's like, no, I'm just like a person, but they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrity.
So the idea is that like somebody told him I'm John from America.
ha, John From.
And so
Ah.
they just know John From. So they
Waiting on
worship
John
this
From.
idea of a guy named John From in a military uniform.
Wow.
They have like whole like military drills. Oh, excuse me, that was my bad. I should turn my phone off
Wow.
or my volume down. But yeah, they have whole. What in the world? Yeah, they have like whole religions, like almost entire cultures that were built on this stuff, and they're waiting for the fabled precious cargo. Because to them, it's gods coming down in a golden chariot when a plane lands on their island,
Right.
carrying like goods that are so
The
advanced
callback.
that they've never seen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so
That makes sense to me.
yeah, that was crazy. Like learning about that. Like, what if that's the translation issue between our old religions?
Makes a
That
lot
we
of
can't
sense.
really interpret that well. Like every religion reads a version of one of the same books, right? But they all have a different take on it. There's so many different takes on Christianity, and every preacher from this church will tell you that this is the right one and that one's the wrong one, and Jesus really did this, and this is what he really meant in this verse. But nobody knows for sure, right? We all just have these old stories that are kind of hard to translate.
And see, that was my theory. I don't know if you guys remember my theory, but I'll tell you. If you guys, I don't know if you remember, but so my theory is like, so religion is this huge tower, like, as far as the eye can
Okay,
see,
yeah.
you remember this. This huge tower with windows placed strategically around the building, different heights, different places. So, like, if I'm short and Trevin's tall, there's a window at my height, there's one at his height. So, all around the building, right? Inside, and the building does represent religion. The building represents it, and what's on the inside represents religion, what actually happened, right? And depending on the window that you're standing at, you get a different perspective of what happened and different perspective of that religion. That's how I feel.
But it's one
But it's
building.
one
Yeah.
building.
So
With the
all
same thing
religions are the
inside.
same
Yeah.
thing, but they all have a different piece of the same puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you belong to a specific religion, you're like, this is the only religion.
This
You're
is
choosing
my
to only
perspective.
look at one section of
exactly.
the truth, the
You're-
whole truth.
But that's
Dang
why
it, Trevin, talk to me.
respect.
It's all about perspective. Everything in this life is perspective.
Absolutely.
Your truth isn't the same truth as the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
When you interact with somebody on the streets, the interaction, how you think it went, what you think happened, is a totally different story from what he thought happened.
Exactly.
And the more we understand that, the better we'll get along, I think,
Evolve.
and be able to agree to disagree and understand each other a little bit better.
Absolutely. I agree
Come
with that.
together.
Right now. The Michael Jackson version. Over me. Drake
Hey,
never did that.
But we were talking about
Didn't have to.
extraterrestrials.
Yes, we
In
were.
the Bible.
We tend to do that.
But yeah, it's the same thing. So like maybe it was aliens coming down here and giving us access to a little bit of their technology that made us like better, right?
Because where the hell does Wi-Fi come from?
Yeah, seriously.
internet.
That's gotta
It's
be
in the air,
alien
bro.
technology, right?
Yeah.
So something I'm really fascinated about is electricity and
Oh, I know how
Where
that
it
works.
comes
They say it's like
I
fourth
know how it works.
dimensional.
Nope.
Or it's from a different dimension.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
Think-
so you've seen Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know about what is the subatomic level? How once you get on the subatomic level, everything changes and the rules of
Well, like laws of physics are
are
different.
different.
completely different. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's just if you think about it on a bigger scale, you know what I mean? So once you get out of the subatomic level and you reach our level, right? Things are different. Now, once you go further outside of our level, you know what I'm talking about? What happens then? You know what I mean?
So
And
do
that's
you
why
think-
I think.
Sorry.
What were you gonna ask me?
Well, I was gonna say, do you think we got electricity from aliens? The people that like the
Oh no,
the Teslas and the Einsteins and them, like, do you think that
no.
they were given this?
I was gonna say real quick. That's why I believe that there are like different dimensions. Completely
Oh, yeah.
completely believe that.
Well, you can scientifically show, like, mathematically that there should be.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
Electricity.
know that you guys have a lot of power with your talk show and podcast because this is already going through another dimension.
Oh, wow.
It's happening
So-
right now.
It's to travel through the waves.
Know
of the
your
internet.
voice is the word,
Mhm.
and it is
Be conscious
Traveling.
of what you put out.
Frequency,
into the universe.
like what we were saying.
it's power. You have
Powerful.
yes through source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always try to be conscious of what I'm saying, even though it's stupid sometimes.
You guys, I really want to ask you, Juice. Do you think that, like, a lot of our technology comes from extraterrestrials?
Trevor really wants to answer for this.
Well-
who believes that electricity comes from aliens? Somebody.
Really
That's
want to
a
get
serious
not
question
just
for-
electricity, but maybe some of the crazier technology that we've come up with, like Wi-Fi, GPS, cell phones, internet,
I believe
self-driving cars.
Just
Like,
real
what the
quick,
fuck is that?
electricity is
Like
natural
I
to
said,
Earth.
like I said, it's from frequencies and other dimensions and vibrations. Look at this. Pass it around. Look at the print.
Show and tell.
That is
Yeah, I know all
the
too
flower
much
of
about
life.
that.
Flower
Yes.
of life.
I've seen it.
Seen it.
Have you read
Okay,
the
so
original book?
once you really understand it, you'll know more of your questions
Mhm.
and things. So
I
you don't
feel,
need to look outside yourself.
I feel like I'll just have more questions.
I feel like
That's a me
Of
thing.
course, we're just children.
Okay, cool.
we're
they're saying
so,
that
we're
the
old, but we're
government
so young.
like got a lot of this new age technology from, like, the Roswell crash, the UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
The famous.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching something. There's, like, been tons of.
What do you know that I don't?
Right.
There's
Spoiled
been
Trevin.
lots of these crashes that the governments of, like, they're in different countries. A lot of them in Iran, but the government will come out and say a crash, a spacecraft crashed. We recovered it, and it's not from here. We didn't make it. And there's a recent one, I think, in
Already
Iran,
that
where they
brings
says
in, you know.
they said they confirmed there was a spaceship that crashed and it wasn't made on Earth. Their government said that.
Okay, fine.
So, but then they take it back the next day, like in Roswell. It was all over the papers. The government admitted, like, okay, a spaceship crashed. It wasn't from Earth. Then the next day, the headline said, no, it was
You
a
know
weather
why
balloon.
they do that, though, right?
There's a lot of theories on why they do that.
Governments do that because they want more power and control. They don't want people to open up their mind.
Distractions.
They
too.
think that we can't
So
handle
many
the information
distractions.
and we'll rise up, or something, or we'll riot or something. I don't know.
But of course, everything is as it should be. So
I suppose.
Well, in this dimension, yes.
Hmm.
I agree with that. Let's do a little as we close out the show or head towards the close. Let's do a little light something here.
What?
I don't know. Maybe it's not light, depending on your answers. So, what were your plans for yourself going into quarantine versus what you actually did? Like, were you planning on working out every day?
That's a
And
good
then you
question.
ended up being a couch potato.
That's a good question.
Were you like
That's
me,
my life story.
saying I'm gonna be vegetarian, and then ended up staying vegetarian?
Yeah.
Or what happened, guys? Did you have any like life-changing plans or anything big?
I didn't go in with any plans
Any plans?
at all.
Alright.
And it's been good because I come out of the other side better
Nice.
because I didn't have any expectations, and
It's
that
good if you
allows me
lean
the
into
freedom.
not having an expectations.
Sometimes,
Mhm.
like with the whole quarantine thing, I thought it would be over in like a month or two. So
We
I
knew
didn't
what you thought.
plan. I didn't believe it in it at first. So yeah, it was weird, but I came out in the end better.
Oh, how so?
Just being more aware, because this is giving you a lot of us more time to like think and reflect about what we're doing and what we need to change. You know,
Mm.
so just a lot of reflection.
Have you figured out anything that
That's
like
good.
needs to change like
Yes.
immediately?
Yes. Reg needs to like Drake more than Michael Jackson.
Come
That's
on.
Reg
never
needs to
gonna
do more
happen.
backflips.
That's
We're
never gonna
talking
happen.
about
bro.
your self-reflection, though.
Me and Dash were
Yeah,
having a
I'm
pretty deep
never gonna.
conversation earlier about just like you have to every day take a look at who you are
Yeah.
and who you want to be.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
One
what's
step
the
every
difference
day.
between these two people? And how do I get closer to who I want to be or who
Yeah.
I think I am in my head?
That reminds me. They say something like you have 3 selves:
Mm.
the self you are, the self you think you are, and the self that people see you as.
Yeah.
That's deep.
That had nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to tell you guys.
Kind of related,
It-
kind
it-
of relevant. But
I don't know
yeah,
if you think about it. It's
I
crazy.
would say
It is.
past, future, and now.
That's
We
something.
are 3 selves.
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Three.
Because I'm not the guy that I was a year ago or 2 years ago. And
Yeah.
people who knew me then, who haven't talked to me since, they might have an idea of who I am in their head that's not who I am.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I've changed in the last few years.
Alien.
Yeah.
I've grown, you know, and they're holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore, a version of me that's not there.
Right.
And the same thing, like in the future, I'll grow even more and be an entirely
Almost unrecognizable.
Yeah.
As you know, your former self.
Yep.
I agree.
And yeah, I think it's important for everybody.
What about your quarantine experience, Trevor?
Oh, mine. Well,
Going into-
I didn't have a lot of plans, but I did want to focus more of my time working in the studio.
How's that panned out?
Well, we had to shut down the studio like most businesses during quarantine.
Mhm.
Couldn't have a lot of people coming in and out of here and germing up the place, but
It's just
German
me.
up-
It's just me coming in, coughing everywhere. You know, just me. I got you.
less worried about it now. You know, a lot of businesses have decided after a short while of being shut down, like, I can't still be a business and not be making money. You can't just go 6 months without making money and then come back and just be
Right.
like, yeah, I'm still,
All right, here we go.
still a sandwich shop. You don't have any money anymore for sandwiches or rent. Like,
Right.
you're screwed. So, yeah, trying to get the ball rolling
Yeah.
That's
on a lot
good.
of stuff still. But I think just this year in general, since, you know, New Year's resolutions, we've done a lot. Made
Mhm.
a lot of effort towards
Mhm.
a lot of things.
I agree.
Content-wise and work-wise. So I'm just always moving forward, working on... What I'm working on now is, I think this year it's really important for me to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
That's
right,
good.
right.
Besides a day
Absolutely.
job. So I always work my day job and then do my little side thing in the studio. But
That's cool.
that needs to be my main source of income. I'm looking at like renting ad space for
Mm.
people
Mm-hmm.
or renting out ad space and like
You guys hear that?
stickers
You
on
need
my
any
car,
ads
things
run?
like that. Right now I'm driving around for Postmates,
Hey, driving.
which is really cool. Just driving
people who
around
like
making
driving,
money.
right?
Yeah. Not for Reg.
No, I hate driving. Juice, going into quarantine, what were your expectations versus now? What were you
Well, when
expecting?
quarantine started, I was actually here in Salt Lake City.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't. My expectations were like Dash said, self-reflection
Mhm.
more so, and just coming more in tune, getting back to who I was.
Mhm.
Because a couple of years ago, I was in a disillusionment, right? You know,
Uh-huh.
whatever in if you think about astrology stuff, it was somewhat accurate. I seen astrology when I was in Sedona, astrologist
Yeah.
in Sedona, so it was accurate. But anyway, yeah, just getting back to source and who I really am as as creator's child, and
Mhm.
actually believing and knowing and getting aligned.
Mhm.
That was really my quarantine thing the whole
Right,
time. Like
right.
every single moment I'm trying and I'm striving. Like, you know how Christian based Christ said to pray unceasingly,
Mhm.
to always be aware. That's kind of the way I live and the way I walk.
Gotcha.
Per the story I was talking about earlier with the owner and the homeless man.
Mm.
That
Gotcha.
was very symbolic to me. And seeing Apollo twice, I
Yeah.
think the universe and creator and
We had a whole discussion about
my guides or my angels are definitely connecting to me, and that's my little quarantine thing.
that. So
It's not a quarantine for me because I'm protected. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I'm that. You know, that doesn't put any. That's my belief. So everybody should respect it. Everybody should respect one another and love one another, and know that
Absolutely.
we are not separate.
Yes. Going into quarantine, I was thinking that I would get some time off of work. That was a lie.
You're essential.
Yeah, freaking being essential.
Does that still hold up? Essential, non-essential?
I don't think people care anymore.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
If
Yeah.
anybody cared, essential workers would be getting paid. And I'm not going to sit here and blame the people who are getting unemployment because they make more. But, you know, I mean, like, it might be an unfair system, but I don't think it's the people who are unemployed's fault. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not their fault.
So I'm not going to sit here and, like, I think they all should be making money. I think if you're unemployed because
Absolutely.
of quarantine, and I think if you're essential during quarantine, you should be equally as respected, you know?
Yeah.
Also, my other thing going into quarantine was like, I'll have time to work out, you know. I'm going to start working out, get my 6-pack back.
Hey.
Nope. Still got my 4-pack.
Still got my notepad.
But I have no pack. Hey. But I have lost weight though. But that's from working and not working out.
Sure it's not
I
stress?
didn't want to lose weight. I just wanted to tone what I have. Now I got to gain 5 more pounds.
Oh, dang.
I
You
know,
look
man.
healthy.
Thank you.
And you feel healthy.
Still very, very much vegetarian.
Cool, cool.
So that's cool. Oh, and it seemed like every other day I go into the store, there's a new vegetarian item. So that gets me excited every other day.
Nice.
That's a good thing.
Nice.
Cool.
So there lies my quarantine. I don't know how to. I started without figuring out how to finish this.
Quarantine Chronicles?
Quarantine Chronicles. You guys out there listening, write in the comments or, you know, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have all of those. Convosaries. Let us know how your quarantine was going. Yeah.
I would just. Oh no.
Go ahead.
You can
Go ahead.
continue talking.
Okay, so.
I just want to say thank you for having me here.
Oh,
I
we're gonna
appreciate it.
yeah, we're gonna get to you.
Oh,
I just gotta do the closing part.
sorry.
You're good. You're good. So yeah, just follow us
I
on
need to work on
social media and YouTube. Put in the comments or write us. Let us know what was your quarantine expectations going in, and then coming out. Like, what was different? Did you guys plan to work out and then just become a couch potato like old Reg over here, or not? We really, really thank you for being on the show, Juice. We appreciate you
Thank
coming.
you.
Yes, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
It
Appreciate
was
the
a delight.
insights. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It was
I'm
good energy.
very glad.
Did you want to give out your social media or anything? Plug anything?
Plug.
Oh my!
You don't have to, but
I
if
only
you
have
want to.
Instagram.
Anything you
It's-
want to promote is your chance to say it.
Well, October Sun. What I'm promoting is getting back to yourself. That's the only thing I'm promoting, and so my Instagram, I guess you can say, kind of connects to that.
A lot of good quotables on there.
My picture, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, especially towards like the beginning of my page. But I just connect with people that way. I have poetry on there and stuff like that. If you just want to write it in your or the video, it's October
yeah.
Sun.
Yep.
October
Or
Sun.
you can find Juice.
Juice.
Connect through
Juice.
Reginald's Instagram.
Yeah. Which my Instagram is. Thank you for that alley oop. I appreciate that. My Instagram is Reg Travels. Just follow me on all social media. Reg Travels. Follow the podcast on Convosaries at everything. If you can't find it just on
Even
Convosaries. Convosaries podcast.
Hit me up on Dash McCorda all platforms.
Catch me, The Chosen One, on Instagram. Catch me live streaming always at... That's twitch.tv/TheChosen1 410. That's The Chosen One, all spelled out. The number's 410.
Hey.
And I'll be here on the show every week as well. So
Dang, like a pro.
Like
Okay.
a pro. And we
Catch you next
appreciate
week.
you guys. And until
Appreciate
next
you.
time,
Peace.
peace.
See ya.
Yes.
That's nice, guys.